Okay, so today I am going to be reading another story, Scary for Kids. Now, I did the same exact thing, but with 7 creepypastas and 1 SCP. We will watch it after.
Okay.
She's excited to watch Abby Hatcher. So, the difference, before you guys start asking, between those videos and this one, I put those ones under age restriction for a reason. Now, they dealt with heavy topics, and basically the heavy topics were suicide and gruesome deaths. And I personally don't let my sisters listen to me read scary stories like that. And my mom doesn't like them listening to scary stories like that either. So I decided, because I know my sister Elizabeth watches my videos after I record them, and this one likes to watch Elizabeth watch it. So Steffi. I decided, I don't know how many kids watch my videos. And I don't know how other people would react to something like that. So I put them under age restriction. So I know that anyone that watches it has to be over 18. Or 18. So this one, the difference between this is on a website called Scary for Kids. This is meant for kids. The other ones I got off of Wiki Fandom, Art Deviant, I think is what it's called, and Creepypasta.com. Now the reason I put them under age restricted is because a couple of the stories I had to sign in and prove I was over 18 to read them. So therefore I decided, kids, these stories, and they're rated mature, it's not happening. So, and there's also guidelines I have to follow, and those fell into the guidelines where I need to restrict the video. So hopefully that makes sense. It's kind of confusing to explain, but hopefully that clears that up before there are any questions about that. But this one is called Expressionless. I will link this website down below. I want you guys to see. Scary for Kids. In June of 1972, a woman appeared to Cedar Hospital in nothing but a white gown covered in blood. Now, this in itself should not be surprising, as people often had accidents nearby and came to the nearest hospital for medical attention. But there were 2 things that would cause people to throw up and flee in terror. The first thing, she wasn't exactly human. She resembled something that looked close to a mannequin, but had the fluids and dexterity of a normal human being. Her face was as flawless as a mannequin, and her eyebrows and smeared makeup were those of what humans would wear. She had a kitten clenched in between her teeth. Oh, gross. But around the point, there were no teeth that could be seen. And when they took it out of her mouth, she collapsed. For the moment, she stepped into the entrance and she was taken to a hospital room and cleaned up before being prepared for sedation. Sedation. To be sedated. She was completely calm, expressionless, and emotionless. The doctor had some thoughts. It was best to restrain her until the authorities could arrive. She didn't protest. They were unable to get any response from her, and most of the staff felt too uncomfortable to look directly at her for more than a few seconds. But the second staff tried to sedate her. She fought back with extreme force. 2 members of the staff were holding down her body when she rose up on the bed with the same blank expression. She turned her emotionless eyes towards one of the male doctors and did something unusual. She smiled. As she did, the female doctor let out a scream, and it was out of shock. In the woman's mouth were not human teeth, but long, sharp spikes, too long for her mouth, and it closed fully without any damages. The male doctor stared back for a moment. "What the hell are you?" She cracked her neck down and her shoulders to observe him, still smiling. There was a long pause. The security had been alerted and could be heard coming down the hall. As he heard them, she darted forward, sinking her teeth into his throat, kind of like a vampire. And he fell onto the floor. He gasped for air as he choked on his own air. Ugh. She stood over, leaned over him, her face coming dangerously close to him. The doctor's eyes were filled with fear as they watched her calmly walk away to greet the security man. And his last sight ever would be watching her eat them one by one. The female doctor who survived called the incident the Expressionless. There was never a sight of her again. It's not that long of a story, but nonetheless creepy. So that is today's story. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!